Baby, I cleanse my space, I cleanse my heart, and I return everything that ain't mine back where it belongs. You keep trying to hand me pieces of a story I ain't in, dropping weight on my doorstep, stress disguised as a friend. You thought 'cause I'm gentle I would carry all your storms, but my spirit got boundaries and tonight they feel reborn. See, your chaos ain't my calling, your shade ain't my shade to wear. I'm too aligned, too divine to be tangled in your despair. So I breathe in deep, hands on my chest, I whisper to the universe in backwards misplaced. Every lie, every bruise, every piece I didn't choose. I'm done holding your residue. Return to sender, all that energy that ain't mine. Return to sender, I'm done letting it cloud my mind. Return to sender, your projections, your doubt, your measures. Return to sender, I release it all with finesse and send it right back, wrapped in truth. I ain't caring what belongs to you. All that bullshit, I'm too grown for it. Return to sender. You try to paint your flaws on me like my soul was some blank wall, but every brush stroke you left just showed me a downfall. I'm a lover, not a landfill, I don't take what ain't aligned. You can hand me your demons and get mad when I decline. My peace is precious, my aura's gold, and I'm too seasoned now to carry stories untold. So I light my candle, lay my hands till I speak your name softly, and send it with goodwill. No hate, no spite, just a simple truth. Everything you gave to me is returning back to you. Return to sender, all that energy that ain't mine. That's not lost, baby. That's alignment and a little bit of lavender oil. Oh, she don't chase, she conjures, speaks in stars, walks in thunder, got moonlight in her bones, burning sage while she moans. She got oils on her dress, truth in her tongue. A yes is a blessing and no makes you run. She don't sugarcoat spells, don't whisper soft lies. She'll read you to filth and kiss between sighs. I counsel on the line while you beg for a sign. She's already 3 dreams deep, sipping tea made of time. She got that high priestess drip, that so much kiss, that full moon flick of the wrist. She don't fake, don't flinch, she divine and rich. That blended healing itch you can't quit. She got that high priestess drip, yeah, that root work twist, that truth here right in your chest. She don't bend, don't beg, she just lays the thing.
Dear friend, can we talk? Did you hear what the topic was, friend? It said, I don't care. This is part 3 of the series, The Exit. Dear friend, There comes a point in your life where leaving doesn't come from feelings anymore. It comes from you seeing the same thing happen enough times that you stop questioning yourself. Did you know that, dear friend? You've gone over it in your head and you thought about it from every single angle and you asked yourself if you're doing the most or you're expecting the most. Maybe, just maybe you might need to adjust yourself. And every time it just comes back to the same answer. You know what I'm talking about, friend? Because this isn't something that's new. This is a cycle, a cycle. And this is who they are. And that's when something in you starts to settle in because you deciding the exit is about reaching a place where you don't need one. I know that sounds a little crazy, right? But follow me here, friend. It's about being done. Trying to squeeze more out of something that keeps showing up as you being limited in your choices, in your beliefs, in what you do. Being done is trying to get depth from people who only operate on the surface. At some point, you're going to have to look and say, I'm not doing this anymore. Here we go. Friend, repeat after me. I don't care. I don't care. Because once you say what you say and what you said, and you don't have to raise your voice, you don't even need one last exchange to wrap it up real nice in a bow. You just decide. And choosing yourself doesn't always make you look like you big man or big chick on campus. You feel me? You know what I mean. Sometimes it looks like you stepping back without warning, and people will feel that. Maybe you are acting a little different. Maybe. Maybe you're showing up as a totally different person. So you have to get up to them and tap them on the shoulder and say, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is. You feeling me? Because you stop tolerating what you used to. Clarity. Closure doesn't always have to come from sitting across from somebody and unpacking everything, your feelings, all of that. Sometimes closure just comes from recognizing that you have seen enough and that's it. I've seen enough. God knows I've seen enough. You're like, you throw your hands up in the air, man, and just say, I'm done, because sometimes it comes from you realizing that you don't need that understanding to move forward, because once you know, you know. And when you know, you start moving and acting accordingly. That's the exit. The exit. And it's all about you having self-respect. And once you have reached that point, there's no turning back. It's just forward motion. You feel me, friend? Friend, I would like to say to you, welcome to Blended Healing. I love this set, so I had to pull it back up and figured I would just give you a little drink there. And I have a little drink and some lavish lights up on the, on the table for us. Sponsored by Chimaka Essentials. Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome. Repeat after me. I don't care because I'm about to exit.
I dress comfort up like wisdom, called it late discernment. Say I'm being careful with my steps when I'm really just. I see
Sometimes
myself
closure
tunnel
just
vision,
comes
I'm
from
frozen
recognizing
trying to
that
protect
you
it.
have
Walls
seen
are
enough.
falling
That's
from
it.
I'm becoming.
I've
I don't
seen
need a
enough.
battle
You're
for a
like
while.
hands up
They
in
know
the
the
air. I'm
cost.
done.
Every time I try to
Sometimes it
submit,
comes
I
from you
forfeit
realizing
trust.
that you
They
don't
don't
need
need
that
negotiating.
understanding to
Sound
move
calm, sound
forward.
reasonable, but greatness
Once you
never acts
know,
politely.
you
They
know.
say moving
And when you
until
know,
you
you
move.
start moving and
I've been
acting
waiting for a
accordingly.
moment like
That's
this.
the exit.
I
That's
guess
the
now that
exit.
he's here,
And it's all about
maybe
you
that's the
having
first
self
edition.
respect. And once you have
Got
reached
my
that
voice
point, there's
exhalation.
no turning back. It's just forward motion. At the end of the day, the exit isn't about anybody else. It's about finally honoring what you've been seeing all along, recognizing when something has run its course, and having enough respect for yourself.
All hands, all eyes, move aside. Queen in motion, change the tide. Queen coming through, take note. Not asking, not explaining, I arrive, y'all adjusting. I don't knock, I don't beg, I don't linger. Room shift soon as I lift one finger. You been loud, but your power borrowed. I've been quiet, stacking crowns for tomorrow. Queen coming through, watch the flow bend. Every step precise, every look a trend. You mistake grace for softness. That's cute, but deeply incorrect, friend. I move smooth, never rush, never rush. Every step got intent and trust, and trust. If you reaching for control again, that's the moment you already lost in love. Funny how the air gets tense when I enter truth get.
Welcome to my office. It's just about to exit. For real. Sometimes you gotta leave without having the last word because I don't care that you have the last word. Let me tell you something about the last word. It's all about ego. It's that need for you to finish, that urge to say one more thing, to land that perfect closing line so everybody knows that you're right, to make sure that they really, really, really understand what you mean, to make sure your point didn't just go off like poof in the air, floating around on the breeze. I used to think that that mattered. I mean, yes and no, because I really wasn't the one that really needed to have the last word. The only time I really did that was when I was challenging my kids, and they used to go tit for tat with me. The only one that I can think of. I used to think that if I didn't participate in the last word thing, and I shut down and I don't really say anything because why even bother to say anything? And they're going to walk away thinking that they won. No, I know. Now, not so much because you learned something different. If you have to explain it 5 different ways, that's not confusion. That's resistance. If somebody choosing not to hear what you have to say, and I'm not going to sit up here and debate whatever resistance that you might want to throw out. It is what it is. You're not going to argue with somebody who already decided that they're not moving, point blank, period. The last word is usually about pride, control, and wanting to feel like we closed it correctly, but sometimes closing it correctly means closing your mouth. There's a different kind of power in leaving and saying that you're done and throwing your hands up because you literally are done literally. And you not lost. You didn't run out of words. You know why? Because you realize that the exchange itself wasn't even worth it, and that you were pouring more effort into a space, a place, or a person that already made up its mind. I don't need a last word when the pattern already speaks for itself. I don't need to wrap it up neatly with the behavior made the point clear. I don't need to perform intelligence when the truth has already showed up without their help. When you stop responding, that's when it hits them. When you stop defending yourself, that's when you feel the change. When you don't send that long ass paragraph and don't make that call and don't try to circle back, and then all of that stillness that's around you is going to feel heavier than any speech that you have ever given. Listen, the last word is overrated. Peace is not. You don't need any applause for your next exit. You don't even need a dramatic ending or a mic drop, my way out the room type of ending. You just need to know if you're no longer participating in something that drains you, and then that's enough. And when you really understand that thing, leaving without the last word doesn't feel like losing. It feels like being in control. You feeling me? All right. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting to be understood anymore. Let me say that real clear. I'm not waiting to be understood anymore. There was a time when that mattered to me. I wanted people to get where I was coming from, for them to see my intention and for them to understand my heart behind what I was saying and doing. I thought if I explained it in the right way, slowed it down enough, broke it into bite sized pieces, that they finally say, okay, I see you. But what I found out is that everybody is not confused. Some people understand you perfectly fine. They just don't agree with you, or they don't benefit from you standing in what you're saying, or they don't like what your growth requires of them. And that's different. It's easier to act confused than to admit that you don't want to adjust. For real, for real. So you find yourself repeating yourself, rephrasing, giving examples, pulling receipts, trying to meet them halfway. And then halfway turns into three quarters. And then before you know it, you're the only one moving. At some point, you have to stop translating yourself for people who are not listening to you. You have to stop switching up your language, minimizing your own standards and whatever your expectations are, just so somebody else can feel all right. Understanding is not what's needed for our decisions. Let that sit right there for a minute. Let that sit. We don't have to get it. We don't have to get it for us to move on. We don't have to co-sign, and we don't have to even like it. If you know what you know, that's enough. And here's the part that used to trip us up. Thinking we owe people clarity about our choices, thinking that we need to sit down and walk through them, our reasoning, so they won't feel blindsided. But if we had been paying attention, we weren't blindsided either. You were just expecting us not to follow through. There's difference. I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting around for someone to finally get me so I can feel validated. I don't need a green light to choose myself. I don't need a whole bunch of people to draw a line for me. Sometimes people only understand when you are in agreement with them. And the moment that you stop that, they act like you changed up. And maybe you did. Maybe I did. Or maybe I just stopped over explaining who I am. I'm not waiting to be understood. I'm moving. And if you catch up, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. You feeling me? All right. I'll be right back after this.
Hey, Queen. Afternoon, ladies. Trisha, always. Come on in. My pleasure. Make yourselves at home.
A gentle star body, but a warm in every part. Crystals on charms and light, smoking nerves, energy shine. Every drop, every scent. Chimaka essentials, my heart's content. Chimaka essentials, house of blessings, mine. Spray so low, feel the magic present. Chimaka essentials, house of blessings for every night, every way. Lift your spirit rising. Mystery box, what's inside? Lunar drift to guide the night. Tarot spreads, visions clear. Chimaka essentials is always near it. Hey. Chimaka essentials, house of blessings, running. Spray so low, feel the magic press.
What I didn't say is still true. Just because I didn't say it doesn't mean it wasn't real. I didn't call it out. Doesn't mean that I didn't see it. I saw it. I felt it. I clocked it. I just didn't feel the need to put it on display. Everybody thinks if you do not confront something right away, you missed it. Like if you didn't react, it went over your head. Some of us don't react because we're observing. We don't have to speak about certain things because we're calculating what this means long term. There were things that we choose not to address. We didn't need confirmation. The action was confirmation. The change in the energy, the inconsistency, the switch up when it was convenient was confirmation enough. What I didn't say, I processed. What you didn't argue, you understood. And what we walked away from, we evaluated before we even stepped back. Just because we were quiet, it does not mean it equals ignorance. It doesn't mean that it equals agreement either. You have seen enough and you're adjusting accordingly. There are moments that we could have lined it all up. We could have pulled out the receipts and could have said, on this day at such and such time, this is what happened. But for what? For what? To debate reality? To get someone to admit what they were already comfortable in doing? I don't need that. You don't need that. We don't need that. Some truths don't require confrontation. It just requires sometimes that you need to reposition yourself. You think I forgot. Now I just stopped giving it energy. And there's a difference. Everything I didn't say still stands. Everything I didn't unpack still happened. Everything I didn't challenge still registered. I just decided that I wasn't going to fight for the acknowledgement of it. Because once you see clearly, you don't need to argue, and that's that. That's it. And that's the part that you just move differently. Doesn't require all of that, man. For real, for real. Let me tell you something. Straight truth. You don't want to block your blessings. You don't. When you go after somebody on some old revenge tip and shit like that, what do you think the universe is going to do? Oh, he or she likes that shit? Let me send them some more. So why would you block your blessings over some get back shit? Repeat after me. I don't care. There's your closure. Now move on. That's what you needed, right? Closure? Move on. Move on. I ain't keeping you long. I'm really not. I just want to get through this so we can go through the exit because now you're about to see something a little bit different. We had to get through this part of the journey so you can get into the home stretch. And then we're going to embark on another journey, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You feel me? All right. Are you enjoying my other studio? Yes. This is my worldview studio. Civil rights, human rights, equality. We need to change. I'll be right back. Let me bring this home. At the end of the day, right? The exit isn't about anybody else. It's always, always about you. It's about finally honoring what you've been seeing all along. Recognizing when something has run its course and having enough respect for yourself to stop forcing it. It's about understanding that you don't owe every ending a breakdown, a meeting, a long explanation, you know, just so everybody can feel a little settled. Some endings settle themselves. You reach the point where you stop questioning your own instincts. That's growth. The exit is not bitterness or revenge or trying to get back at somebody. It's just you deciding that your peace, your time, your energy matter more than being understood or about being right. And more than that, having the last word. You saw what you saw. You felt what you felt. And you processed it. And then you chose. Once you reach that place, there's just forward move. This is some forward motion, baby. Moving forward. And the people who were meant to walk with you will adjust. And the ones who weren't will fall back. Either way, you're not stuck anymore. That's the exit. That's the exit. And once you make it, you don't double back. You let that shit go. Alright? Alright. That's it. And that's all. I'm out. Listen, I'm out. It's Sunday. There's things to be done on a Sunday. Unless you have a holiday on Monday. So you get an extra bonus day. But still, it's Sunday. Be well, stay safe out there, man. This series is going pretty fast. But it was something that was laying on my heart that had to be said. Because we really all need to get to a place that we don't care. We really do. I think that we just feel too much. Don't worry. You render unto Caesar's what Caesar. Isn't that what they say? And whatever is due to you, you'll get it back tenfold. So what are you worried about? Ye of little faith. You may not like the shit. But at this point, is it worth it to give everything up that the divine has lined up for you? For real. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox. I could talk about that for a while. But that ain't what this is. This is about the exit. For real. I'll see y'all around these YouTube streets. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Y'all be safe out there, man. Physically and virtually. Be safe. Protect your mind and your heart and your spirit. And if it ain't your thing, get the hell out. All right? All right. See y'all soon.
Comfort up like wisdom, called it late discernment. Say I'm being careful with my steps when I'm really just...
Sometimes closure just comes from recognizing that you have seen enough. That's it. I've seen enough. You're like, hands up in the air, I'm done. Sometimes it comes from you realizing that you don't need that understanding to move forward. Once you know, you know. And when you know, you start moving and acting accordingly. That's the exit. That's the exit. And it's all about you having self-respect. And once you have reached that point, there's no turning back. It's just forward motion. At the end of the day, the exit isn't about anybody else. It's about finally honoring what you've been seeing all along. Recognizing when something has run its course. And having enough respect for yourself.
All hands up.
That kiss you into place. This ain't a trend, it's ancient flow. She don't heal you, she helps you grow. She breathe in moonlight, exhale the pain, yin and yang dance.
In front of the shop today. This is Holistic Royalty by Kels. We specialize in herbalism, yoga, and nutritional planning. Hi there, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Here's a little info. Come by for a tea sample. All right, welcome to the grand opening, y'all. This is our tea wall. Everything is blended right here in house. I poured a little rose and hibiscus for you to start with.
It smells amazing in here.
And over here are the tea.
Root chakra sturdy, crown chakra woo woo. Stretching it out on a Sunday flow. Tea in her hand, got that inward glow. Don't talk much, but the plants do. Her presence feel like a breakthrough. From your gut to your grief, she knows. Queen of the green, let the healing unfold. She rooted in the rhythm.
Yeah, I mix sage with the pain, prayers with the grind. Trauma in my DNA, but I still realign. Roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, this that blended healing. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in them blended healing realms. Bless up. From the stoop to the shrine, I've been earning my life. Didn't pray for a savior, had to learn how to fight. Burning sage like incense, but my spirit don't fold. Still got pain in my pocket and this mic I hold. I ain't soft, I'm sacred, that strength in disguise. Eye to eye with my demons, I ain't blinking this time. Broke every curse that was signed in my blood. Now I dance in the storm, make a waltz out the mud. Meditating in chaos, peace in the noise. Built a temple from trauma, turn my cries into voice. Crystals in my hoodie, cards in my palm. Yeah, I tear it through the trenches and I'm psalm through the psalms. Word.
Whispers in the wind say keep going. My past ain't changed, it's gold, I'm growing. Every wound is a prayer in disguise. I bleed truth and I rise.
I mix sage with the pain, prayers with the grind. Still drama in my DNA, but I still realign. Every roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, this that blended healing. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in the blended healing realms. Blended healing realms.
From the stoop to the shrine, I've been earning my light. Earned it. Didn't pray for a savior, had to learn how to fight. Burning sage like incense, but my spirit don't fold. Still got pain in my pocket and this mic I hold. I ain't soft, I'm sacred, that's strength in disguise. Eye to eye with my demons, I ain't blinking this time. Broke every curse that was signed in my blood. Now I dance in the storm, make a waltz out the mud.
Meditating in chaos, peace in the noise. Built a temple from trauma, turn my cries into voice. Crystals in my hoodie, cards in my palm. Yeah, I tear it through the trenches and I psalm through the psalms. Word.
Whispers in the wind say keep going. My past ain't changed, it's gold, I'm growing. Every wound is a prayer in disguise. I bleed truth and I rise. I mix sage with the pain, prayers with the grind. Still crying in my DNA, but I still realign every time. Roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, it's the anthem. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in the blended healing realms. Blended healing realms.